What's up, guys, and Happy New Year to everybody out there. I hope everybody had a great celebratory New Year's. I know we did here in the Philippines. Yeah, guys, I want to talk a little bit about something, a little bit of sound advice for people that are living here or planning to visit the Philippines in 2023. You know, I had some bad news today, but I'll share that here in a little bit. Um, let's talk about the Philippines. Let's talk about driving in the Philippines. Let's talk about specifically driving motorbikes here in the Philippines. I know a lot of people like to come to the Philippines. They like to get on a motorcycle. They like to get out there and ride. And there is nothing wrong with that. I encourage people to do it because it's a great feeling out there riding out in the open. You can take in so much more. I grew up riding motorbikes, dirt bikes. Had some Harleys back in the States, rode them. Guys, here in the Philippines, there is a helmet law. Yes, there is a helmet law. Do they strictly enforce it? No, no, they don't. Um, the only time you'll actually get stopped that I have seen without a helmet is if they have a checkpoint. They'll sit somewhere, they'll randomly pull over bikes. If you don't have a helmet, you are going to get stopped. You are going to pay a fine. Um, do they patrol around here in the Philippines, at least in our area? No, they don't patrol around stopping people for, infractions on cars and motorcycles and none of that. Can you drive by a police station here with the police sitting outside without a helmet on? Yes, you can. Will they come after you? No, they won't. But guys, if you're in the Philippines and you're visiting, wear that helmet, guys. Wear that helmet. A lot of times you can go rent a motorcycle. There's places you can rent motorcycles, scooters. Um, you can go in. I'm trying to think. I think they required maybe a photocopy of your passport and maybe a photocopy of your driver's license. However, they do not check your driver's license to see if you have a motorcycle license. It's all about money. So, yes, they'll rent you one. I know here they'll give you a helmet. It might not be the nicest helmet, cleanest helmet, but they'll give you one. I always say, take a ball cap, put it on, put your helmet on, wear it like that. But they will rent you one. Like I said, without a license. A license, what I mean, a license to ride a motorcycle. I can remember a story. This was a few years back. A buddy of mine was with another guy here, and this man wanted to rent a scooter. Well, they rented it to him, no problem. The guy never rode a motorcycle in his life. Now, I always say, if you've ridden big bikes, feel free to hop on a big bike and go. But if you haven't and don't have much riding experience, grab the little 150 automatic. Well, this gentleman never rode a motorcycle in his life. They rent him the bike, hopped on it, took off, didn't even go 20 feet from the motorcycle rental place. He wound up over the sidewalk into the fence. And guess what? He wound up going to the hospital. He planned a trip to come here to have a good time, got himself hurt because of his inexperience, and wound up spending time in the hospital here. So, guys, always, always wear that helmet. I've been known not to, but not when I'm out riding around. I've hopped on my motorcycle here, went about 2 blocks up to the store without a helmet and came back. Am I taking a risk? Sure I am. Because it doesn't take much. You hit a pothole, somebody cuts in front of you, something happens, and you're hurt. I was involved in a motorcycle accident here a few years back, probably 6, 7 years easily. We were down in Lutz province. It was me, Lut, and her brother on the motorcycle. in the province, in the middle of nowhere, jungles all around us. We're riding down the road. There was nobody around except for this lone bicycler. Guy was riding a bicycle in the middle of the road. So we're coming up, he's slowing, or we're slowing down. And at the last second, the guy doesn't even look over his shoulder, comes right across into our lane. There was nothing we can do, and we hit him. I went flying. My wife went flying. Her brother went flying. And the guy on the bicycle took off running. He just took off running. And guys, when you get into an accident like that, here's what's going to happen. In the province, you're going to lay on the road, all right? Hope there may be an ambulance at one of the nearest hospitals, but more than likely in the province there isn't. We actually had to, a trike driver stopped. Lut's brother was bleeding. I had road rash. Lut had road rash. Her brother was bleeding. A guy ran over to the tree, ripped some leaves off a malunggay tree here, right? Put it in his mouth, chewed on it, stuck it in, got a fly, stuck it in her brother's cut on his head to stop the bleeding. We piled into a trike. The trike took us to the local, I called it a Band-Aid hospital, because that's pretty much what it was, and cleaned me up, cleaned my wife up, cleaned my brother-in-law up, and then handed us a bill for, I don't know, less than $1,000, 1,000 pesos. But yeah, always wear that helmet. I always yell at people I know. If I see them on a bike without a helmet, put your helmet on, put your helmet on. Another thing here, and this is the truth. This is the truth. People's driving skills here, they are not the best. They are not the best. It's even so bad. About a year or so ago, the LTO, the Licensed Transportation Office, I think that's how you, LTO, Licensed Transportation Office. They're the ones that are in charge of giving out licenses, issuing licenses, renewing driver's license. They wanted to make the people here, if they were going to renew a license, to take a refresher course. That's how bad the driving is here. You got to understand, there's not stop signs. There's no yield signs. You rarely have traffic lights. So guys, you don't want to come here and visit and wind up in a hospital. I can't, and it irks me. It irks me when I see this. You will see a family, I've seen it up to 6 people piled on one motorbike. You'll have a toddler, say 3, 4 years old, sitting on the tank, a father driving, say a 8-year-old in the middle, a mother sitting behind the 8-year-old holding a baby 6 months old, 4 months old, 2 weeks old, sitting, and then you'll have another child sitting on the back end, and it irks me when I see that. It irks me. I can't stand that, because the driver's responsible. He's responsible for their passengers. So why would you put your whole family on a bike? And it may not be you, the driver, that causes the accident. It could be somebody else. Here's another thing, guys. Drinking and driving happens in the Philippines. Yes, it happens all over the world. Does it happen here more often? I would say it does. Here's the reason why. You don't have DUI checkpoints here. Never seen one. In the 7 years I've been living here, and the 12 plus years I've, in and out visiting, never seen a DUI checkpoint. They don't exist. Back in the States, you have people the police will patrol. Holidays, we just finished up New Year's. Big drinking day, big party day. You don't have DUI checkpoints like back in the States. They don't, I've never seen it. Never seen it. Do they exist? Maybe they do. Are there laws about drinking and driving? Yes, there is. Here's what I was told, okay? They have the law. Say you're in an accident. You get in there. Maybe the police or whoever, the investigating officer, might say, hey, I want you to check him for his blood alcohol level. The doctors in return say, not our job to test him. Our job is to treat him for his injuries. So there's this conflict of interest, I guess you would say, going on. But never seen a DUI checkpoint. Never. But guys, wear that helmet. Wear it. I encourage everybody, if you do have a license, go out and rent a scooter if you're out and about in a city. It can be a little tougher in the city to negotiate around the traffic, especially if you're not used to the traffic and how it runs here. When I got here, I was a maniac. I was flying all over on my scooter, up on sidewalks, doing this, doing that. I was just following the locals. After a while, I said to myself, nah, I value my life too much. So I quit driving like a maniac. I know when to drive to get to where I got to go. But to drive like a maniac, I just don't do it anymore. Which brings me to this point. We got a message from our landlord, or not our landlord, our housekeeper, Lynn. And she said she wouldn't be to work for a few days. And my wife asked her, what was going on. Her daughter and 3 of her friends. So there was 4 of them piled on a motorcycle. And everybody on a motorcycle is required by law to wear a helmet. Not only the driver, but everybody else on there. 4 on a motorcycle is overloading a motorcycle. 2 is what it is. Driver, passenger seat. 4 of them, early morning, New Year's Eve, were coming back from San Fernando. And I would say the age would probably be 20 on down to Lynn's daughter, 17. They were coming back. A car hit them. We don't know all the exact details. We haven't gotten that yet. Our housekeeper's trying to get a police report because of the holidays. Some police may be there, others may not be there. But 4 of them hit by a car. Lynn's daughter it's still in the hospital. Her leg's all messed up. She thinks it's broke. So they're dealing with that. The other 2 others in critical condition in the hospital. The driver was killed. What was the cause of the injuries? We don't know. But a helmet will save your life. But we got that sad news. Lynn's daughter's 17. The driver, he's not an older fellow. We know that. If I were to guess, 20s, but lost his life. That's sad. That's sad. And 2 in critical condition. Lynn's daughter, we don't know as far as the extent of her injuries on her leg, but she's still in the hospital now, going on 2 days. So guys, wear that helmet. Wear that helmet when you come here. But I do encourage everybody who can, if you have a motorcycle license, you know how to drive, rent them scooters, get out. It's fun. If you don't have a license, guys, it's not like riding a bicycle. It's not like riding a bicycle. You got a lot more to take care of and a lot more to look around and a lot more to focus on. But yeah, 2023, more people will be coming in. More people will be out there. They'll be more venturous. Like I said, though, they will let you rent a bike here. Without a license, they will do it because it's about money. So guys, if this helps you out when you're coming here, I hope it does. I really hope it does. In the province, when you're out in the province, it's a little different. You're open, you're out, you're about, enjoying the beauty of the Philippines. Me, myself, in a province, I probably wouldn't wear a helmet. Now you're saying, well, you're not practicing what you preach. You're right. it's at your own risk. But if you're here for the first time and you're out and about and you're not experienced, wear that helmet. Wear that helmet. So, guys, with that being said, we got a lot more coming up for the New Year's. We're getting ready to go on a little trip the next couple days. And I hope you guys stay with us. And we'll talk to you later.